we finally have a Texas movie that I can say I enjoyed. And I risk to say it's the best one so far that I've watched. Um, calm down, lower the pitchforks. No need to crucify me yet. Um, let me make uh, let me make my points before you decide to kill me. Um, so as I said in the previous video, I've watched all of the Texas franchise movies when I was a teenager. Um, like I would sit with my sister and we would marathon a bunch of slasher movies. And this one was the Texas franchise was among them. Um, but anyway, I grew up and I totally forgot about these movies. But then I found this channel that made movie reviews that I really liked, and one of the videos they made was about the next generation and how bad the movie is. So they went like through the entire movie criticizing the choices they made and why those choices made the movie, the final product, suck. And I guess that lowered my expectations to such a lower degree that anything that I saw, anything that I saw, this is gonna be hard to record. But anyway, that's that's my two types of humor. It's silly jokes or completely unhinged jokes. But anyway, anything that I could possibly see in this movie would surprise me in a good way. Like the opposite happened with The Godfather. I watched The Godfather when I was in high school. So up to that point, I heard a bunch of people praising the movie, like saying how good of a movie The Godfather is. So when I went to finally watch the movie, I had such higher expectations that it would be impossible for the movie to match them. And it turns out that I hated the movie. Maybe if I rewatch now, like knowing what to expect from the movie, I will have a different opinion. But it's a very long movie, and I don't see myself rewatching it. But anyway, with the next generation, well, I had such lower expectations that I end up enjoying it. But anyway, going to the movie, it's basically the same idea. We'll have a group of potential victims that will get too close to the cannibal family and will become their next victims. This time we have four teenagers that are driving at night and they get into a car crash with another car, um, and the driver of the other car gets badly injured. So the group splits. One guy will stay with the injured driver, while the other three, which is a guy and two girls, will try to get help. And they get to this place, which I still don't know what it is, but it's kind of an outpost where there is this lady in a purple suit walking, and she calls for someone to first clean the road, to like move the cars out of the road so we can prevent other car crashes from happening, and to take the driver and take it to a hospital. So we cut back to the car crash scene, and a guy comes on a pickup truck with his Wilmer, Matthew McConaughey characters, which the video that I saw alerted about his performance being really over the top. So I already knew what to expect from McConaughey's character. Um, but anyway, Wilmer gets to there and he kills the driver and he kills the guy that was with the driver and put both of them in his pickup truck. And then he starts to drive towards his house. Meanwhile, the other three characters start to walk back to the car crash because, well, now they know that help is coming. So they will go back to there because they are also injured. Not as bad as the driver of the other car, but still. And well, while they are walking towards the car crash, they see another car and they decided to try to ask for help. So the group splits once more. Like a couple goes after the car and the remaining girl, which will be the final girl, decides to keep walking towards the car crash scene. So the couple that went to the car, after the car they get killed by Leatherface and the girl gets kidnapped by Wilmer. And that's the first half of the movie. And, and now we have the dining part, which we'll get to that. So the first part I really like it. It does not feel boring as the first movie because I feel like they spaced the deaths better in a way that um, there isn't boring moments um, between the deaths. And they also fixed the problem of the third movie, which was the forest scenes were too dark to the point where it was hard to see stuff. It was hard to see what was happening at screen. Um, so in this one, they made um, the night be more bright, so you can actually see what's going on. But it's still, um, at least for me, it still passes the idea of it being nighttime, because when the characters get to like a place where there are electricity, those places are really really bright. So when you put the scenes side by side, you can clearly see a distinction between them. Um, but yeah, going to the second half. The final girl gets kidnapped, she manages to flee from Wilmer, and she goes back to the outpost um, to ask for help from the same lady um, from before, the lady on the purple dress. And then it gets revealed that the lady is a part of the family, which kind of caught me off. I don't know if that's the correct term for it, but I was not expecting her to be part of the family. Um, at the three first movies, I could clearly see who was a part of the family. Like, yeah, this, and this character are all part of the family, and I don't trust them. And in this one, in the next generation, it was the first one where I was unsure about it. Because, like, sure, the lady in the purple dress called Wilmer, but maybe she does not know that Wilmer is a crazy psychopath. Or maybe she called someone else, but Wilmer got there before. So I was unsure of where should I trust her or not. But anyway, the final girl gets to the outpost and it gets revealed that the lady is a part of the family. So she kidnaps the final girl once more and starts to drive to the family house. So we can have the classic dining scene, which is really good. From that moment forward, I stopped looking at this as a horror movie and I started to look at it as a comedy. And it really works out like that. Because McConaughey's character is great. It's Jesus Christ, I love that character. He is insane in this set, and I can't like put into words of how much I loved his acting in there. Like I have issues with Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage acting is not for me because his acting is always over the top, even when it's not necessary. But here, I feel like McConaughey did a really good job because his character is supposed to be crazy, is supposed to be insane. So he being really over the top like that works, especially when you don't take this movie that serious. And the second half is just McConaughey doing crazy stuff and making everyone else scream. You have the final girl scream in horror. You have Leatherface screaming because he's mentally disabled. And oh, there is an interesting part of this movie, which is Leatherface properly assuming his victims' identities. So on the previous movies, this don't didn't really happen. We would see him wearing his victims' faces, but he wouldn't change his behavior. On Next Generation, he actually changes his behavior depending on the face he's wearing. Like the scene on the thumbnail of this video. The final girl gets a shotgun and she points to McConaughey's character, and she pulls the trigger, but the shotgun fails. So McConaughey grabs the shotgun and points toward the final girl, and then he points towards his brother, and then he points towards a window, and he pulls the trigger, and the shotgun works. And then he goes ape shit. So he grabs the shotgun with both arms, put put the shotgun above his head, and starts to scream like a monkey while moving his arms up and down. And at the background, you have Leatherface wearing a kind of a grandma face and like suit, and he is in complete distress about what Vilmar is doing. Like, Vilmar is insane, I'm scared. So this happens here. And later on, Leatherface changes his face once more. And now he uses the pretty girl's face. And he starts to behave like a younger woman. So I like that. I like that finally Leatherface is changing his behavior based on the face he is wearing. Like if he is wearing the usual, let's call it usual face, he will act as a psychopath. He will grab the he will grab the chainsaw and go after his victims using a full force. But then if he's wearing the grandma face, he will be more quiet. He will be scared of other people. And the same goes with the pretty girl face. He will start to act like a younger woman. He will put makeup. He will change his body language. He will change how he run to try to catch up with his victims. And I really liked that in this movie. So yeah, that's I guess that's basically it, right? Oh yeah, there is the Illuminati part of the movie. It seems that the government or whoever may be is conducting an experiment in the house, and uh, they need to get people into an horror state, and that's the job of Vilmer and Leatherface and the family. It's to get people to the house and torture them. So I don't know. Maybe this is a prequel to monsters from Pixar. Like the monsters scare the kids to harvest their fear and turn into electricity. So maybe that's the plot. Because this part does not really get well explained, right? They just say, okay, the FBI has this house wired, so we work for the government in some way, and we need to scare people. So I don't know, maybe they are producing electricity in there. But yeah, there is kind of this Illuminati subplot that don't really get much, does not get well developed, but at the point the Illuminati shows up, I already had um, I've already gave up on taking this movie seriously. So I was just like, okay, fine, we have we have Illuminatis now. So I don't really care about, like, if they just make an alien invasion, I'll be fine with it. It it's Is it funny? Sure, then I'm fine. But yeah, that was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the next generation. Um, I get why some people may not enjoy it, but I don't know. Since I was already prepared for the movie, like I already knew what to expect, which will be a not really well developed story with over the top acting. Since I already knew to expect that, it didn't surprise me that much, and I didn't got disappointed by the movie that much. Um, so yeah, and also like by knowing that, I after some point I just switched um, my brain and stopped like taking this movie as a horror movie and started to look at it as a comedy. Um, which I don't know, if you still didn't watch the movie, I suggest you do that. Watch the first half as a horror movie, and when they get to the house, when the final girl gets kidnapped by the lady in the purple dress, you just switch your brain and starts like take it as a comedy, and I guarantee you have some fun with this movie. And I don't know, it's kind of the same happened with Sharknado, I guess. Um, it was another movie that a lot of people complain about for different reasons, but I already knew what to expect from the movie because I already watched others that were similar to it. Like Sharknado, I watched the first time on Sci-Fi, the the channel, and Sci-Fi has a lot of B movies in their catalog. So I already knew like what to expect from it. So I didn't got disappointed because well my expectations were really low. While I guess like other people that didn't have the context of um, of Sharknado, um, I get why they would get disappointed by it. And I think like the same happened with Next Generation. Um, so yeah, low expectations is like key for enjoying stuff. But yeah, anyway, that was the movie. I really like it. I'll probably rewatch it someday, um, which I can't really say about the other three. But yeah, that's that's about it.
Can you